Besides crazy and unusual, there's one word I would definitely use to describe this year for many people. Can you figure out what that would be? The answer is stressful. This year has been very stressful on people more than usual with the pandemic and everything else going on in our daily lives. So that is why here today we are here to describe what stress is, how it affects the body, and how to manage it. According to Drs. J. Siegel, R. Siegel, Smith, and Robinson, in their 2020 article titled Stress Symptoms, Signs, and Causes, they state, when you feel threatened, your nervous system responds by releasing a flood of stress hormones, including adrenaline and cortisol, which rouse the body for emergency action. Our bodies nowadays have trouble detecting whether or not we have major or minor stress. As you can see in the picture, there's 4 people running away from a lion. So in that situation, it would be considered major stress, whereas it is a fight or flight, life-threatening situation. Whereas back in the day, our ancestors used to not have that trouble, whereas if it was a situation like that, their bodies would react much differently than in a situation that wasn't so extreme. Stress is a very common problem today, and it is important that we understand what it is. Understanding what stress is the first step to knowing how it can affect your body. So how does stress make your body feel? Stress can make you kind of sick to your stomach, sweaty, scrabble-minded, where you can't exactly get your thoughts clear. And stress has become much more of a problem. Many things can cause stress. As you can see in the picture, here's just a few examples. You have money, work, the economy, problems with your family, and personal concerns. There are so many things that can cause stress, but as you can see, the green would be for New York and blue is national. So a lot of people feel stressed with those common problems. Stress has evolved in many different ways. So as I kind of shortly briefed earlier, stress nowadays, you have trouble distinguishing the difference between major and minor stress. Major stress can be very harmful for your body if you go on too long. What's considered long-term can be harmful to the body because you don't want your body reacting that way for so long, whereas short-term isn't so bad. It could be pretty good for the body. It keeps things not boring and stuff like that. So short-term could be okay, but long-term, that's when you start getting harmful, and we'll get more into that in a little bit. Now that we understand what stress is, we can look at how it affects us in our daily lives. So, as I was just saying, too much stress is harmful, but long-term stress can cause health problems, but short-term stress can be good for you. So, like I was saying, in the picture here, here's the test of people percentages that shows how many people feel stress how often. So as you can see, 31% feel it frequently, 28% feel almost all the time, and so on, so on. So there's a big problem with stress going on. Stress is important to detect. Understanding stress makes it easier to identify. There are signs you should not ignore. So here we have the anatomy of fear. So it's different things that you might feel when you're stressed that you need to detect. So weak knees, respiration problems with this problem with your breathing. If breathing, say you're breathing really fast because you're nervous, you might be sweating. It can affect your heart and blood, your brain. It can affect so many different things in the body. That's why it's very important to understand what it is so that you can understand how it affects you and detect those signs early on. All right, so stress can affect the body in many ways. Stress can cause the body to burn out. So we're going to touch base with that a little bit. Stress can affect your body, your mood, and your behavior. It can cause headaches, anxiety, problems with your appetite where you may want to eat a lot or you may just not want to eat at all depending on how you are. It can cause irritability, it can cause fatigue where you might be tired all the time and then you'll have trouble sleeping at night. Being burnt out is considered emotional, mental, physical exhaustion. It's from too much stress or too long of stress. It can start to burn you out. And people that are at risk of that is mainly people that say you have trouble at work and you're feeling stressed out all the time, or if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're constantly stressed out taking care of the kids. Anyone that experiences so much stress for a long period of time is at risk for burning out. So knowing how stress affects your body could make you feel vulnerable to it, but there are ways to manage. Now we're going to get into how can we manage the stress that we are under. Well, first it's important to know how to manage the stress. Always allow time to try a relaxing activity. So always make time in your schedule to do something that's relaxing, like the two girls in the picture here. They don't seem stressed out or worked up. They seem relaxed, like they're having a great time. They're actually at a gym. Exercising is a big way to relieve stress for some people, which is what I'm getting into next. What are some stress relieving activities? So like I said, going to the gym could be great, taking a walk, taking a nap, counting to 10 before reacting, slow breathing, music, talking positive. They're all ways to relieve stress. And then the last thing I'll be talking about is setting goals is important to avoid stress. You know exactly what you're doing for the day and have a plan. That can be so stress relieving for you. So understanding what it is, how it affects you, and knowing how to manage it are the three main things that we went over today, and it's so important for you, and I really hope that it kind of taught you something, and now you can use that for your everyday life today and be a lot more relieved. Thank you.